From barren canvas to living masterpiece, immerse yourselves in the extraordinary saga of China's brushstroke, painting 800 million trees across deserts, leaving U.S. scientists awestruck and rekindling the essence of life's boundless resilience. A lively oasis defines expectations in the heart of China's desert, sometimes known as the forbidden zone of life. Here, large reservoirs, a bounty of vegetation, and grains flourish. With 800 million trees planted over 60 years, China is the world's leading success story in the fight against desertification. No other country exhibits such unwavering dedication and endurance. In the past, experts had doubts about China since they thought that desert reclamation required financial gain. China, though, keeps going. Why? Their motivation is still a mystery. They move forth despite doubt, going against accepted wisdom. China's unwavering commitment causes the desert to bloom, serving as a tribute to their unmatched resolve in converting barren land into productive soil. The 2.62 million square kilometers of desert that makes up 20% of China's land areas represent serious difficulties for the people who live there. These deserts, which are mostly found in the northwest provinces of Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia, Gansu, and Ningxia, have severely harmed the lives of the locals. Early in the 1950s, China had to work hard to meet essentials like food and clothing, which left little money for investments in desert management. Therefore, as quicksand invaded people's land and crops, their only option was to move. Unfortunately, this level of human toleration has unintentionally fueled the growth of these unrelenting deserts. So what revolutionary steps did China take to overcome this desertification issue? We will explore it in today's video. Egypt is the most severely impacted country in Africa by the Sahara Desert's effects, which go beyond the Middle East. Cities like Cairo and Alexandria are affected by dust storms in the spring, which cause port closures, flight cancellations, and other problems for inhabitants and transportation. In spite of once being the world's most vulnerable nation to sandstorms, the United States has also seen the negative consequences of desertification. In the U.S., the 1920s and 1930s were dubbed the sandstorm era. Construction of protective forest belts that successfully reduced sandstorm occurrences required a large investment of both human and material resources to combat this. Similar difficulties exist in China. Beijing experiences strong gusts that carry sand that irritates people's eyes because it's the capital. In the worst cases, dust would fall from the sky like rain for 20 days in a row, wreaking havoc on the metropolis. Desertification, which results in decreased land production and exacerbates natural disasters, has a significant impact on China's population. China has adopted initiatives including building protected forests and planting trees in vulnerable sandstorm-prone areas to combat the deteriorating desert conditions, drawing inspiration from the United States. Sand prevention and control efforts have been extensive. During this time, China started a massive campaign to grow trees in the desert. Amazingly, 800 million trees were successfully planted in a short period of time. A crucial project in the fight against desertification is China's 3 North Shelter Belt. The annual area of newly planted trees is greater than half the size of South Korea's 3 North Shelter Belt. Despite the substantial investment needed, the amazing outcomes are obvious. However, a sizable portion of these trees have died in recent years, underscoring the necessity of ongoing replanting initiatives. Stopping these efforts would put the desert at risk of deteriorating, which is an impossible outcome to imagine. Before we proceed further and analyze how China used different techniques to minimize the severe impact of the deserts for its masses, make sure you have hit the like and subscribe button to get instant notifications of these videos. Now let's continue. The Populus euphratica, sometimes known as the undead tree, is a resilient plant that may be seen in China's vast Taklamakan Desert. This medium-sized deciduous tree thrives in dry environments thanks to its exceptional tolerance to drought and high temperatures. Its vast root system reduces reliance on water, with major pathways penetrating depths of up to 10 meters and lateral roots extending up to 30 meters. This plant is essential to efforts to restore the desert because it efficiently stops wind erosion, fixes sand, and improves soil quality. There is a secret underground river that provides a reliable source beneath the Taklamakan Desert surface, but getting water out of the desert is a very difficult task that comes with many difficulties. Because of this, the majority of the water used for tree planting in the desert is diverted from upstream rivers and obtained by drilling wells using melted snow and glacier water. The Kabuki Desert boasts the most noteworthy success tale. The Kabuki Desert, which is recognized by the United Nations Environment Program, has experienced remarkable restoration achievements, including the reclamation of 6.96 million hectares, the sequestration of 15.4 million tons of carbon, the conservation of 24.376 billion cubic meters of water, and the release of 18.3 million tons of oxygen. In addition to rescuing local people from poverty, this ecological change has also produced a desert governance model that can be used globally. Today, 56% of the desert has been transformed into a thriving oasis, which is a clear illustration of the amazing shift from desert to oasis. The desert received the Land Life Award from the UN as a symbol of appreciation for its accomplishments, establishing its governance structure as a model for initiatives to reclaim desert lands around the world. So let's find out how China has successfully addressed the problem of desertification with new approaches and technologies. The Sand Control Project was one noteworthy initiative that attracted Jack Ma's attention, the richest man in China. He unveiled a groundbreaking public welfare program in 2016, and it completely changed how people tackled desertification. The software runs on the straightforward concept that those who enjoy the outdoors should take 10,000 steps every day to help the environment. As soon as they accomplish this task, the program rewards them by planting a real tree. The company genuinely pays for a tree to be planted in the desert and gives customers a certificate with a special number. This isn't a simulated experience. Users can even go on a desert expedition to locate the tree they planted. It's a deeply meaningful endeavor. The area of tree planting in China has expanded significantly since the software's release. By 2022, an astonishing 320 million haloxyllion trees would have been planted thanks to user cooperation. The strategy China uses to control deserts doesn't end there. They have achieved extraordinary success by cleverly mixing several approaches. One such technique entails setting up solar power plants in arid areas to encourage the development of vegetation. By blocking the sun's rays, these photovoltaic panels substantially lower evaporation. The ideal conditions for plant life are achieved with a 20 to 30% reduction in evaporation and a moderate wind speed. This causes a variety of surface vegetation, including pastures, to flourish there. China has made ambitious efforts, such as digging wells and building desert reservoirs, to address the water shortage in desert regions. These amazing initiatives have altered the terrain and aided in agricultural endeavors. China built a reservoir with an incredible capacity of 148 million cubic meters over the course of 40 years. Over 600,000 acres of local farmland receive irrigation from the reservoir, which also supports the deserts nearby. Previously lifeless deserts have been transformed into vibrant ecosystems that are attracting wildlife and becoming a hub of life by planting wheatgrass and stimulating the growth of diverse plants close to the reservoir. Sand fixing by vast planting initiatives is a crucial and very effective strategy used by China. China stabilizes sand dunes and successfully halts desertification by developing artificial and natural vegetation, as well as by constructing large sand-blocking forest belts. These initiatives support ecological enhancement and restoration in addition to windbreak and sand fixation. Additionally, in mountainous places, they offer cattle and local residents important fuel and food. China has pioneered the use of a minimally invasive airflow tree planting technique. This novel method entails drilling tiny holes in the sand that are a few centimeters in diameter and a meter deep using pressurized water jets. Digging, planting, backfilling, and watering are all done at the same time as quickly placing saplings in these holes. Amazingly, each tree may be planted with just 3 liters of water and in less than 10 seconds. By using this technique, the price of planting trees has been cut significantly, from $700 per hectare to merely $500 per person, while the survival rate of saplings has increased to almost 90%. The sand control techniques used in China go considerably beyond what has been discussed. They have researched many efficient methods throughout the years, from artificial to intelligent ones. China has achieved the highest level of accomplishment in desert control in the world because of the government's devoted effort. Without the government's enormous monetary commitment, the advancing desert would constitute a serious threat to the local population, potentially forcing the eviction of hundreds of millions of people, a problem that would definitely become China's biggest worry. Fortunately, China's deserts are now covered in an abundance of healthy green vegetation, forming a massive natural barrier that reduces worries about the living conditions for those nearby. This incredible feat is the fruit of many years of struggle and a monument to the Chinese people's underlying determination. Scientists in the United States are in awe of such achievements. Desertification is no longer a challenge tackled solely by the government in China. With a population of 1.4 billion, hundreds of thousands of individuals actively engage in desert control initiatives annually. Both Chinese citizens and passionate foreigners contribute to this cause. Despite initial setbacks, their unwavering determination has transformed desolate deserts into flourishing oases filled with hope. What other remarkable transformations await when people unite for a common purpose? Share your ideas in the comments section below, and join us on our journey as we explore the wonders of our world in our upcoming video. Don't miss out!